So today's Japanese slang term is moshi tora, which is coming up in the Japanese news as a really key term at the moment. Most of the slang that I cover in these videos is quite, obscure, it's internet talk, but this is one that I actually found through mainstream Japanese news and is becoming a topic of mainstream conversation in mass media and by politicians, as it is a shortening of sentences like moshi torompu ga kattara or moshi torompu ga kairizaitara, which all refer to what if Trump wins, what if Trump comes back. So this term then is generally used in a way that at the most neutral is kind of worried or wondering what would be the proper response, is in, say, the case of businesses. But generally speaking, it is one that is used in a kind of negative way of people who are nervous about this outcome. And I can show you, tweets after tweet after tweet that follow this kind of use, but certainly there are some people in Japan who are fans of Donald Trump and want him to come back who are using this term. But really the biggest evidence I have that this is in the negative is that slang is often used to, separate social categories, and this tweet is the most liked one using this phrase that exists, at least that I could find. And as you see, it is clearly a pro-Trump tweet that is associating the term with the mass media that is criticizing it, used by the people that are nervous. But generally speaking, it is a term that involves some amount of trepidation or worry, and that's understandable. Japan is a country that has been ruled by conservative governments for a long time, but that doesn't mean that they're fans of Donald Trump. Indeed, in this image here, you can see impressions of the American president by the Japanese population going from Obama to Trump in quite a large jump there. Now, this is normally where the conversation would kind of end. Moshi tora is a term that's coming out in the news. If you see it, that's what it means. Enjoy. But actually there's a bit more going on here that's kind of interesting. So I saw people claiming that moshi tora was a new term, and that got me thinking, well, this is, unfortunately not the first time we've had to deal with the possibility of a Trump presidency. So was this being used back in the first election against Hillary Clinton? And the answer is absolutely. It came out then and was used to refer to the possibility of Trump being president. However, it actually is kind of in some relation to a meme that existed before. To explain, in 2009, a Japanese manga came out called, and give me a second here, Moshi Koukou Yakyū no Joshi Manager ga Dorakka no Management o Yondara, or what if the female manager of a high school baseball team read Drucker, who is in this case Peter Drucker, an author's book Management. This series was shortened to Moshi Dora. However, very quickly, Japanese people started playing with this and kind of making memes on this term, and moshi tora was completely allowed within this kind of joking play, as you can see here in a joke based on Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, in 2016, when the first uses of moshi tora to refer to Trump came out, people were very aware online of this link. And indeed, many of them, you can see in this compilation here, are joking about it. Now, does this mean that moshi tora came from the meme? Maybe, but it's also a quite high possibility that moshi tora came out kind of naturally as something that just makes sense as a shortening of that kind of phrase, but then was jumped up in popularity and use due to its reference to this meme, having greater survivability and greater enjoyability by the Japanese internet. So I don't know exactly what the timeline is here, but there's no question that the phrase and the meme interacted to bring out its initial popularity, and indeed is spawning its current popularity now, as you can see in people wondering if anyone that's currently using the phrase is actually aware of this background now that we're about 10 years past the initial publication of the manga. There are some new developments though, as moshi tora has led to phrases like hobo tora, as in it seems very likely, from hobo mostly, that Trump will be the winner, or even hon tora, which is the worry that it hontoni really will be Trump who wins the election. And that's basically it, although finally I should note to my disappointment that no one is writing moshi tora with Tora written in the kanji for tiger. There are people putting tiger emoji into their posts, but no one is really playing with it in that way. So that's it for this one. I'll see you next time when I will review a word that you definitely won't see potentially when you open up a Japanese newspaper.